Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get in here. Okay, I just got the notification that I'm live. Live. Okay. Hey guys, can you guys hear me? Sometimes when I have it on silent mode, you can't, I'm not sure if you can hear, so just give me a thumbs up if my sister watches sometimes and she's always like, you're always saying, can you hear me? Can you hear me? But I've actually done a video before where I talked for a really long time and no one could hear me. So I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. And I said on Twitter that I was going to go live on YouTube and Facebook, but YouTube's giving me a hard time, so I'll have to upload it onto YouTube. I got to figure out that whole stream thing over there. Yes, Kangaroo Court, total sham. Hey Phil, what's up? Hey Ed, welcome guys. Get in here. Let's talk. Anything going on? No, we can't. Yes, we can. Yes. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Welcome. Thanks for watching, guys. I love seeing. Thanks, JR. Awesome. Happy Halloween. I have been total mom mode. Taking care of sick kids. It's been pulling all-nighters. If I look a little tired, that's why. It's been rough, but you know, as a mom, if you're a mom and you're watching, or a parent, you know that sick kids is never fun, and you just kind of get through it. I want to really quick just talk about what's happened today. A lot of people are upset. I'm upset. I think that this impeachment, the Dems, just to give everybody a quick background, the Dems have now moved forward to having a full impeachment inquiry take place. They made it official. Actually, nothing has really changed. They've been doing this impeachment inquiry for some time now, but the White House is refusing to release different documents and things that Adam Schiff is asking for because it's not been made official. So Nancy Pelosi's like, well, let's make it official. I'd like to point out, while Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and there's several others are trying to overthrow a duly elected president, they're all from California, and their state is currently burning to the ground. So if you're a Californian, I would be furious with these people. They should be back in their state handling that situation, okay? The people of California are literally, it's hell on earth over there right now. Like literally burning to the ground, and Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi are trying to impeach our president who did nothing wrong. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about what they're trying to do. Basically, and while they were holding this vote, it's funny, there was another hearing taking place with a guy named Tim Morrison, who was also a White House official there, and he was on the call, on the Trump phone call with Ukraine back in July. So there was a phone call back in July where Trump was talking to the Ukrainian president. He's talking to the Ukrainian president, and nothing went wrong. Basically, Trump asked the Ukrainian president to look into Ukraine's involvement in our elections in 2016. There was a lot of rumors going around that Hillary and some other people were asking Ukraine to intervene in our elections. Trump found out about it. He knew about it. They launched an investigation a while back on it. Way back before the July phone call to find out, was this really taking place? Was Ukraine involved in our election process here in America? So Trump says, oh, and by the way, I see this video of Biden telling the Ukrainian, telling Ukraine that they're not going to get billions of dollars in aid if they don't stop looking into my son, who's involved in this oil and gas company called Burisma. Just to give you a background, Hunter Biden had no background at all in oil and gas, all right? The guy's getting paid $50,000 a month to sit on this board. And so the Ukrainian prosecutors start to look into this. They're like, this is shady stuff. What's going on with Burisma? Biden finds out about it. And Biden says, you know what, you're not going to get your billions if you don't stop looking into this company. Biden's saying that he wasn't trying to look into the company. He was trying to fire this prosecutor because the prosecutor was shady and he was, he was corrupt and had nothing to do with his son's involvement with Burisma and making a ton of money while his dad is vice president of the United States. So Trump sees this. Trump sees Biden bragging about this phone call and how he was like, hey, if you don't stop looking at my son's company, I'm going to fire you. I'm going to not give you the billions in aid that you want. And Trump's like, okay, well, let's look into this. There's a couple leakers on the phone call, couple shady people. One of them, Bill Taylor, he was a top Ukrainian diplomat. He's also a never Trumper. You guys have to know these people, okay? These are swamp creatures. Another guy, Vindman. Now, Vindman was also on the call. People are saying you can't touch Vindman because he's a decorated war hero, okay? We can touch whoever we want. We can touch whoever's trying to attack our president that was duly elected. And I will definitely go after Vindman, who is also a never Trumper. Also, actually, it said here that Vindman, who spoke to the whistleblower, so this whistleblower that they're now bringing in, sorry to be jumping all over the place, but so Vindman then secretly is on this phone call. He tells this other guy who's the whistleblower, nobody knows who the whistleblower is. He says, hey, this is what was on the phone call, makes it all up, okay? Says that Trump was threatening Ukraine aid. Trump never threatened Ukraine aid. Trump said, look into what happened. Were you guys involved in our 2016 election? Were you involved or were you not involved? So he asked the president of Ukraine to look into this. Vindman's like, no, he was saying that they're not going to get aid in military aid. And he was saying that, he was basically saying if they don't look into Biden, that they're not going to get military aid. Just to give you just to make it clear, we were withholding military aid and the Ukrainian president who was on the call had no idea that aid was being withheld. Also, the Ukrainian president, when asked, did you feel like there was a quid pro quo in the call? Did you feel like Trump was, bribing you and telling you if you don't look into Biden that we're not going to give you aid? The Ukrainian president said, no, I did not feel that at all. I had no idea that aid was being withheld at all. So how can you be bribed if you don't know you're being bribed? How can you be being bribed if you have no idea that anything is being withheld? Like, it's impossible. It's impossible for that to happen. But you actually have to use your brain to think about it because a lot of people out there, they're like, no, there was a quid pro quo. There was no quid pro quo. So just recently, Tim Morrison, who was also on the call, so we've actually got a good guy on the call. The good guy's like, hey, he's also a White House official. He says, no, there was no quid pro quo. And actually, when Vindman testified before Schiff's committee, he kind of fabricated some stuff. So Schiff is basing all of this information off of Bill Taylor and Vindman, who we're now being told we're falsifying a lot of this information. Okay, so the Dems hold a vote. They decide to move forward on this inquiry, and that's basically where we're at right now. That's where we're at. It's absolutely disgusting. To be honest, guys, I feel like this is going to lead to an impeachment in the House. I believe that the Dems are going to move forward in this and impeach the president. Will then move into the Senate, and I believe it will be totally snuffed out in the Senate. I think that this is just going to embolden the Trump base. I think it's also going to wake up a lot of independents and moderate Democrats who are realizing that this is totally injustice being done to our president. Hold on, I gotta go. Sip of water. Sometimes I just get going. And it's a horrible thing to watch because impeachment was never supposed to be a political process. It was never supposed to be politics. It was supposed to be to hold a president accountable if he created high crimes and misdemeanors, which did not happen. There were no high crimes, no misdemeanors. They're actually just trying to open up an inquiry to find anything. And they have no limits on their investigation. They can just go anywhere and do anything. And it's it's horrible to watch people do this, and it's horrible to watch because they're trying to overthrow an election. They're upset with what happened in 2016. They've been upset. They've been trying to impeach impeach 45 since, Trump was sworn in. So we've watched this happen. They're trying to impeach him. They've been trying to impeach him, and now they're just like, well, we're going to find something. Basically, it's just we're going to find something, and we're going to move forward on impeachment. So that's what we're going to witness, basically. But like I said, I think it's going to embolden the base. It's fired me up to speak out even more and speak up and to alert people to what the Democrats are doing. This is a straight-up witch hunt. This is unconstitutional. This is it's sad to watch. It's sad to witness. And also, I want to talk about Adam Schiff for a second. Adam Schiff, who is leading this investigation, he is leading this charge. Adam Schiff has been wanting to impeach our president since he was sworn in, before he was sworn in. For 2 years, he stood in front of the American people and he told us over and over and over again that there was Russian involvement, that Russians were involved in our election, that Trump conspired with Russia, that Trump is a Russian agent. He said that he had evidence of this. He continued to say this over and over to the American people, which was proven to be a lie, a total and complete lie, okay? Then it's also been noted that Schiff met with this whistleblower. He met with this whistleblower prior to telling Congress that he met with the whistleblower. So here we have a guy that's leading this investigation that is totally partisan. This is completely different than when the Clinton impeachment was taking place with Ken Starr, who was an independent prosecutor. This guy was independent. He had no ties to any party, and he went in there and did his job. Schiff is totally tied to the Democrats. So you're not getting a fair look at this thing at all. It's so partisan. It's so disgusting. They're holding private hearings. They're not letting Republicans in. It's a banana republic. It's the opposite of what our country stands for, of freedom and innocent until proven guilty. I mean, President Trump is also a citizen of this country, and he should be allowed to face his accuser, who is this whistleblower that supposedly, now the whistleblower is tied to Joe Biden, and he was Joe Biden's point person to Ukraine. His name has been dropped. It came out last night. I don't have it on me, but it's out there. So the whistleblower has now been exposed and who he is, and the whole thing is a sham, and it should infuriate every single American that loves this country and loves innocent until proven guilty and loves fair elections. We had an election. We voted for Trump. Get over it. If you want to get Trump out of office, then vote him out of office in 2020. But I'm not going to let you do it because I'm going to be fighting for Trump more than ever. And I know that a lot of other Americans that I stand with will as well. So that's just what I wanted to get on here and say. I want to tell you not to be discouraged. I want to tell you to stay strong. Be aware of what's going on. There's just a lot of okay. This is also going to happen, and I'm calling it now. The reason why they called for this impeachment now, the reason why they're pushing for it now, is because soon Attorney General Barr, who has been investigating a lot of the Russia and how it all started, and this Russian hoax that we were fed for 2.5 years, he's been investigating that along with our Inspector General. The IG report is going to be coming out too with Horowitz. So both of these guys have been trying to figure out like how all this started, and then also the IG report is specifically focusing on FISA, the foreign intelligence surveillance that took place on Trump. So the FBI got warrants to spy on Trump, and the IG is looking into how do they get this warrants. What did they present to the FISA courts? How did this all go down? And I believe it's going to show a lot of dirty dealings. It's going to show a lot of corruption. And I believe it all leads back to Obama. There's no way, as President of the United States in 2016, like Obama was, that you have no idea what the FBI and CIA are doing. And they were spying on our president. And they were illegally doing it. And unless Obama is just completely just too busy partying with celebrities, or he knew. And I believe he knew. And so this is all going to lead back to them. So when all this goes down, the reason why Nancy Pelosi wanted to hold this vote today is she wanted to say, when Barr comes out and the IG report come out and they start to expose a lot of this dirt that's been covered up in corruption, Nancy wants to be like, See, they're just trying to attack our impeachment inquiry. They're just trying to stop, our inquiry. They're trying to distract you with this, and it's just so horrible. A bar and the IG, they're trying to, to corrupt what we're trying to do over here, and it don't get played here. The IG report has been there's that investigation has been going on for over a year, like I think 2 years, and Barr started investigating the minute he signed on. So we are way into this. Okay, so look at the timelines. They just launched this impeachment inquiry. Barr and the IG, they have been on this hunt, finding out what happened with the Russian hoax, finding out what happened with the FISA warrants for a long time. So we need to know that. And we need to call people out when they start saying, oh, they're just trying to... No. This has been going on for a long time. This just started. And the only reason you started this is because you wanted us to look at this and not look at this. So don't be distracted. Impeachment is like that shiny object. It's like, ooh, look at the shiny object, while, all of this stuff starts coming out on the deep state and on all the corruption. They don't want you looking at that. Okay, look at it. So I just want to get on. I know I'm talking like a mile a minute because there's so much to unload. Like, there's so much going on, and it's frustrating, and it makes you mad because it's like, man, these people are dirty. They're dirty and they're corrupt, and they do not have America's best interest at heart. I mean, these people coming after Trump, they're coming after Trump because they're communists, they're socialists, they're globalists, they hate America, they hate the Constitution, they hate freedom of speech, they hate freedom of religion, they want school choice removed. They want abortion after death. These guys are absolutely crazy. And if we, as Americans, don't stand up and start to call these people out and start to say, hey, no more, you're not going to do this anymore, we're going to have a voice. If the silent majority doesn't rise up right now and start talking and start becoming unsilent, we will lose this country, guys. We will lose this country if we don't start to speak up and speak out. That is why I do what I do. Okay, I love this country. I love our president. I love that he is tearing out corruption. He's exposing the swamp. These people are screaming. It's like shining a light on cockroaches. I mean, they are just terrified, and we are just torching them. And it's time to start to call these people out. It's time to start shining the light on darkness. It's time to have a voice. It is time to rise up. I'm telling you, it is time. And I always come back to my message to Christians. I mean, so many Christians did not vote in this last election because they didn't like Trump. And he said something on a tape, a decade ago that made me feel uncomfortable. Get over it. Get over it, okay? This is a fight for freedom. This is a fight against socialists and communists that are literally trying to take over our country. Get over it. Get off your high horse. Vote on policy. That's why we vote. We vote on policy. We do not vote on personality. We vote on policy. That's what we do. That's why we're voting. Okay? We vote against abortion. We vote for Second Amendment rights. We vote for a small less government. We vote for individual liberty and freedom. We vote for free speech. That's what we vote on. Okay? To everybody that's, I didn't like what he said and get all over yourself. I'm so sorry, especially to the housewives out there, to the moms that are watching The View. You're watching Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg. My God, seriously, turn that crap off. Okay, we are in a fight for our country. We're in a fight for our kids. We've got transvestites, whatever, reading to our kids at our local school libraries. We've got our schools teaching that anal sex is a form of birth control. This is happening in our schools. I'm not making it up. It's real. And if we don't get involved, if we don't start showing up to our local school board meetings, to our city council meetings, and start calling this stuff out, we will lose this country. Enough of being, we're the silent majority. I don't want to offend anybody. Start offending somebody. If you're not offending somebody, then you're not doing what you're called to do. We are called to offend people. If you're not offending people, then you're not on a mission. Because I'm offended by the left. They are full-fledged offending me. And if you're not offending back, then you're not doing what you're called to do. Sometimes I rant. I'm done. I'm so done with this passivity. And we wonder how we got here. Well, we got here because, yeah, we're busy. I get it. We're working. I run a small business. We've got kids. We've got errands. We've got after-school activities. But we can never be too busy for our country, for what allows us the freedoms that we have. We can never be too busy. Ever. And to the pastors and to the priests, step up. If I have to say it every time I get on here, step up. Oh, I don't want to get political. I want to keep my 501c3. No, step up. Speak up. And a shout out to that priest that denied Joe Biden, I believe it was somewhere in the state in the South, denied Joe Biden communion because of his stance on abortion. I'll tell you right now, if you are voting for Democrats, you are not pro-life. All right, I got to run. I've got to go get kids from school, but I wanted to get on here. I wanted to say what I need to say. Share this video. Support these blogs. I have a site where you can support, donate. I need your support. I appreciate it. I'm thankful for it. I will continue to do this because I feel like I'm called to do it. And so are you. And so are you. So thank you so much. We'll be in touch. Keep praying for our president. Keep praying for this country. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.